Super psyched for this one. A little bit nervous, but it's gonna be good. Really windy out there. I got my car parked up there. The wind's supposed to do a 180, so with any luck I can just downwind back and pick it up tomorrow. Double downwinder. No shuttling cars or anything. So we'll see if we can pull it off. Anyways, here we go. So this is my path of travel. That's the compass north to the top. I started from Blue Point, that green arrow, and landed at the red. It turned out to be a 2.5 hours on the water. Thought I'd share a little bit how this run went. I had to go offshore a little bit more than I wanted to get into the wind and the waves. Wind was coming from the east, that green arrow, and it started to go south a little bit as well. I had to paddle out a ways to get into the swell. There's a ground swell that was not huge, and there was a cross wind chop, challenging conditions, and I was not able to just ride with the winds and just go totally downwind, or else I would have ended up in the stateside. So I was balancing, staying close to shore and staying in good waves. It was like 3-4 degrees air temp out there with this wetsuit. I was hot and toasty, but given the time of year, best to stay in close to know where you can definitely paddle in, no problem if something goes bad. But when you're traversing, it's a lot of work, a little bit more pumping. You're always trying to cut sideways and just takes more effort. So I was getting to the point where I couldn't stay on foil or traverse anymore, and I had to start heading in, and by that time I was on the water for 2 hours. Mistake number one, I didn't bring a water or a snack. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, and this was like a last minute decision. I was actually going to go prone surfing somewhere else, but with the whole vehicle thing, I thought it was going to be really cool. So I just knew I had my work cut out for me to paddle in, probably half an hour paddle in, and I was thirsty and actually hot in that wetsuit. So I decided to take a couple drinks of lake water, probably 500 mils. That was not a good idea. It's been really wet and rainy, and the field runoff, I suspect, was pretty high. Anyways, I ended up throwing up pretty bad that night. Had two really intense barfing sessions, and it had to have been from the lake water. So be careful, stay hydrated, and be smart about it. I never felt I was in danger. I was just thirsty and hot and really didn't think much of it. I've taken little sips before, but this was probably the most I drank of the lake water, so that's a big no-no. It was so good the next day. I even though I was weak and sick the night before, I had to pick my vehicle up and just went for it. All in all, it was a pretty awesome way to end it. About 2K offshore. And here's my landing destination. Very tricky conditions. Going out here. Blowing out here. Anyway, just paddle in. Home sweet home. I had to paddle the last 3K in. Glad to be home. Quite the journey. Anyways, we made it. Back to get my vehicle. Blowing good. Woo! Psyched.
This is the following day. The winds were perfect side shore. I had to traverse a little bit out to Blue Point, but easy riding conditions, really good. And it was a fast hour and 15 minutes, just over
22 kilometers. All worked out great. And I also learned my lesson. I brought a water bottle, and I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew it was going to be a much smoother, easier run. Just also wanted to say, always ride within your limits. I never thought I was not going to make it in or something was going to go bad. Just ride smart and stay safe, guys. Just want to say thanks a lot for tuning in and watching this video. You'd make me a very happy man if you liked and subscribed. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Well, I made it in before snow squall comes. And that was a good run. Woo! Super crazy.